Hi, excuse me. Can I interview you for my YouTube channel?
Oh, I'm really awkward.
It's okay. It's just a conversation.
What is it about?
It's about your feet and mental health.
Feet?
Yeah.
My feet?
Yeah, your feet. I'm a foot photographer, and I teach other foot photographers how to get over anxiety.
Okay.
In talking to women to see how you feel about your feet, how you feel about guys that like women's feet.
I'm so confused. Wait, like feet? Wait, say that one more time.
Okay, I'm a foot photographer.
Oh, okay.
So I teach other guys and other guys that like women's feet and other foot photographers how to get over anxiety by talking to strangers.
Oh, and what is a foot photographer? Is that like, is it?
I just take pictures of women's feet.
Is it a fetish thing?
It's not a fetish,
No,
not
just,
for me,
yeah.
but some guys do have foot fetishes, and a lot of guys who have foot fetishes watch my channel just to see like the interpersonal relationship skills and just not how to be weird about it, you know, because a lot of people associate guys that like women's feet with something that's weird and like.
Well,
like
I actually, do you know why?
Do I know why what?
That people have a foot
Well, see, that's why I'm at. That's why I want to know your insight about why.
I heard that the arousal part of the brain is close to the foot association.
I've heard that as well.
Yeah.
See, that's the psychological aspect of it and the mental health aspect that I want to talk to you about. So, okay, this is what it's about. Can we do this on camera?
And then I can always say no if I don't want to.
Yeah. So I'm recording right now. I always record my approaches and everything.
You're recording right now?
Yeah, on my GoPro.
Oh my God, you didn't get my consent.
Well, I always get your consent afterwards.
And you're okay if I wear a mask, right?
It's up to you. However you want to feel. If you feel comfortable.
Okay.
All right. So let me see. I'll use this camera first. All right. So what just happened? What just happened just now? How did we get to this moment?
You came up to me on your scooter and said, "Hey, do you mind if something?" I don't remember, but you did ask me kindly.
Yeah.
To like come up and you asked me a question and you came off very. You had enough space from me to make me feel a little bit more comfortable.
Yeah.
And smile. And yeah, I think this space is really important to like feel comfortable that if I say no, you're not like up in my grill.
Gotcha.
And then I feel like I have my boundary around me.
Gotcha. Do you remember what the subject matter is about?
About feet, which is very weird. But
Yeah. And also one more other thing.
Photography.
That and something else.
I don't remember.
Mental health.
Oh, mental health. Yep.
All right. So how do you feel about the subject matter?
And it's more of just kind of breaking down like are you referring to like it breaking down of the taboo of it?
Well, okay, let me give you some background on why I started the YouTube channel. So do you have a therapist?
I mean, I've had multiple, yeah.
Okay, are you familiar with DBT, dialectical behavioral therapy?
I don't think I'm familiar with that one.
All right, so my therapist taught me that. So let's say someone is suffering from anxiety, like you have a fear of approaching strangers. DBT will advise you to go out and approach strangers.
Oh, like exposure therapy.
It's like exposure therapy.
Got it.
Except the difference is when you go through the interaction with the person, you do a self-assessment and you note to yourself, okay, is this a life-threatening situation? You know, is there a danger to my health or a danger to my safety? If not, then you apply what they call opposite action, which is to act opposite to those uncomfortable feelings.
Got it.
And after every interaction, you're supposed to note down in a diary what happened. Like, did I let go of my worries? Was I mindful? Did I live in the moment?
Oh, okay, cool.
Was it a pleasurable experience? So on and so forth.
Yeah.
And then you anticipate a positive interaction every time. So as it relates to feet, I always had attractions to women's feet, and there's other guys that do so as well. But a lot of guys are nervous about telling women that, or like, you know, talking about it.
And do they just want to see the other women's?
Well, it depends on the guy. I mean, like for me, like it's not a fetish because like I like the entire female anatomy.
Got it.
A fetish is more like associated with just being obsessed and like focused just on the feet and nothing else, you know?
Okay.
So with me, it's like, you know.
But you wouldn't like go up and be like, hey, can I take a picture of your feet?
I have done that in the past.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, yeah, I guess so.
But because I have a YouTube channel.
And depending on like what people are comfortable with.
Exactly, because everybody's different. Some women are open.
Yeah.
Some women are closed, but that's the whole point of the YouTube channel, to get a whole wide range of perceptions and reactions and everything. Yeah. So does that make sense, like the connection?
Yeah. Okay. To a degree, yeah.
Okay.
Like breaking down those barriers and having those open conversations and meeting people where they're at, and then being like, I think like as a woman, we get like a guy came up to me on like the Venice Boulevard, and it was like, and it's COVID, right? So it's like still like I'm acclimating to be back into the world.
Yeah.
And he was like coming at me, and I was with my friend, and he wanted me to look at his cell phone, but he was like, I'm like, no, I don't. And I wasn't even mean about it. And he was like, oh, fuck you. And he was like normal. It wasn't anyone that looked like they might have had a mental health issue. It was really uncomfortable. And then as a woman, you just constantly feel you have to be on guard. So
well,
I feel like coming on like very approachable, not putting pressure on the person, giving them their space, because it's really, you're coming into their space, not only just as a woman, but during COVID. There's all of these things that...
Well, see, it is kind of like a mental health issue, because there are a lot of guys out there who have an issue with rejection. They don't know how to take rejection well. So that's why someone might respond in such a way. Like I've taken classes, like a sex positive class, where everybody stands in a circle, and you go up to someone and you ask for something sexual, and the person purposely turns you down. So you get used,
get more acclimated to
it. To being rejected and not feeling bad about it. That's so you don't react in a negative way. So,
and I mean, anyone deals with like rejection hard, but it's that aggression, that immediate reaction that like, I still have say as like an agency on my end to say what my boundary is, you know, and not that it is a reflection on that person or a judgment. It's saying, this is my boundary, no, and then that's fine. It's just like what it is, or what I'm feeling for the day. So,
so communication, interpersonal skills, and social skills, that's what I try to convey on my channel.
That's cool.
All right, so how do you feel about your feet in particular? Now we get into the nitty-gritty of it.
Are you gonna take I don't know if I feel comfortable with you taking...
Well, answer the question first. How do you feel about your feet first?
They are more of a utility than anything. Like, they get me from point A to B. All right. Especially like, I mean, we're just, again, I don't want to reference COVID too much, but it's like, I walk around a lot, but like still, it's like, you used to play maybe more, that you're like, oh, I put shoes on and I'm going to look cute. And it's like, you have nowhere to go. So it's like, you know.
So how often do you get pedicures?
When I lived in a big city, I often, because it was cheaper. Now it's like COVID, so things were just opening up, and I was like, oh, I'll treat myself, you know.
Gotcha. Do you think you have pretty feet?
They're fine.
They're fun or fine?
Fine.
Have you ever been complimented from a guy?
That would, I mean, if I liked I think if someone came up to, I don't know, I would laugh if somebody came up and said, I like your feet. And I'd be like, that's so weird. And then I'd laugh, and depending on if they were then using that as a way to talk to me. If I was dating the person, 100%. If it was a random person, maybe I'd be like, laugh, because I would think it was funny and just like very not offbeat, but like unexpected. What if a guy was into your feet in a way like he wanted to give you a foot massage, rub them, kiss them, smell them, lick them, and all that? How would you respond to such a request? And again, I'm just thinking from a partner standpoint, I wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care? What about like if a stranger, wanted to just give you a foot massage?
No.
Like right off the bat, why not?
Too close. I wouldn't let a random person touch my shoulders. Like, give me a unless it was like at an event that was like what you were supposed to be doing. Like it was, I don't go to Burning Man, but there's a tent that you're like all agreeing to possibly, and then you still ask, right? Like consent, but no, I would not let any random, personally, I wouldn't.
So what's the worst that could happen from letting a random stranger give you a foot massage? Do you like foot massages, first of all? Yes, that's very important.
I mean, I feel like, well, I shouldn't say everyone. Yeah, sure.
Some women don't like their feet massaged, you know?
What's the worst thing? I just would be, it would be uncomfortable. Like, I wouldn't be able to relax. Like, if I pay someone to get a massage, there is like an understanding. One, I feel like, again, it's like trust, and a random person, I just wouldn't let anyone touch me. Girl, guy, whoever. I would be like, no. Like,
have you always been that way, or did a certain experience happen in your life where from that day forward you were like, I would never let a random stranger touch me like that?
No, but I think something like that, I wouldn't enjoy it as much as I would just be kind of weirded out. I'd be the whole time being like, why, what is this? You know, I want to be in like a nice room with scented candles and, you know, like a massage room or whatever. Not like if someone was giving me a massage right
like
now,
right here on the grass, like right here in the grass, sun is shining, it's a beautiful day, and you just get a foot massage.
No, not by a random stranger.
Not by a random stranger. You couldn't like imagine like a positive or a you know, a good experience out of that?
If it was an event, again, not just a random hang, if there was like maybe at like a festival, but not a random, not at the park.
Okay.
But, yeah. Personally, that's just me. I'd be like, I don't know what's happening right now.
Really? Why would those thoughts come into your mind though? Where does that come from?
I mean, I don't know if I would, and it's not just the foot massage, it's more like anything with a stranger in context. It depends, like, no, I just wouldn't.
I know.
Ow!
But where's that come from? What was that?
Yeah,
a
I
bud?
think just a leaf or something.
Where do those thoughts come from? Like, oh,
yeah, I know where you're going.
In this situation, like, I don't know
if there's anything that like triggered it necessarily, but I think that there isn't. I think it more comes from like if it's a stranger and you don't have like there's nothing that's joining the two. Like if you're at school, like you have school in common. If you are at work, you have work in common. With a stranger, it's your personal space, and you don't know how far they'll push it, and then if it goes too far, how you don't have any context of like what I don't know this person, and I know nobody around them, that they could come in and out of my life, and something bad could happen, and I would have no way to say we could track that person down. So I think it's like there's nothing that like if you're in like a school, you know, there's something that's like joining that you would be able to say the commonality, except being like strangers at a park together, which isn't enough. Like it's not an institution in a sense, or there isn't like someone overpowering to say, not overpowering, but like to be able to be like, okay, like this happened to me. I would only have the cops to call, which I mean that would do nothing.
I got you. Okay, so you would think there's a threat to your safety in a situation like that. Okay.
Yeah, I'd be like worried about my stuff. Am I with other people? If I'm alone, I'd be like holding my stuff.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Even though I think we're always being filmed anyway with CC television.
100%.
There's cameras that are all around here we don't even see. Okay, that makes sense though. All right. It's reasonable. Can we see what your feet look like close up? Are you comfortable enough to show your feet right now?
No.
Why not?
Because I don't know your YouTube channel.
It's called Scouting Sessions.
Okay. I don't know
if you can look it up right now if you want to.
As I told you, I don't like being filmed necessarily ever. So this was just
really. So why you letting me film you now?
Because I was just waiting for my friend and bored, I guess. But I don't think my feet. I feel like I don't know what it is, and
you don't know what it is? Everything I explained to you about.
I know, but I'd have to see it. I like to have control over my situation. But my friend she is around here.
Uh-huh.
Oh, sorry, okay. They are headed out here. But
you want to look up my channel? Would that make you feel more comfortable to show your feet?
I don't want to show my feet.
You just don't want to show your feet? That was just an excuse? Okay. All right then, so wrapping things up. What's up? Why you?
Oh, I'm like being funny about it. Okay.
So wrapping things up, what did you think about this interview and this experience?
It definitely made me think about not necessarily feet, but maybe personal space. Okay. And what I'm comfortable with. I think it's a good thing of I've never thought about a guy or anyone giving me a random massage, especially because people have given me massages that I'm uncomfortable about, and it's like all
right, was this a pleasant experience, this interaction? Okay, good.
Yeah.
You have any recommendations or suggestions, or what it could have made it better? Any modifications, refinements I should make?
No, I think your approach is on point.
Okay.
I enjoyed it. It's very spontaneous. I wasn't expecting this, so
All right. Well,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Any parting words?
No, I can't think of any punny thing to say right now.
All right. No worries. Thank you very much.
Yeah, of
Take
course.
care.
What is it? I will take a look after I get like food and stuff in me.
Scouting sessions.
Scouting.